as an excuse not to stand up and fight your natural enemy. And the only people on this earth, Brother Alton, the only people on this earth that use their religion and their so-called belief in God as an excuse not to stand up and confront their enemy is my people. Negroes are the only people I know that do this. Even the Buddhists, as gentle as they are, study Kung Fu so they can defend their temples. And you know how gentle they are. But y'all talk all that foolishness when it comes down confronting this white man because you're scared to death of him.
When you think of war, you think about loss of life. When you think about war, you think about loss of comfortability. And black people are comfortable in America. It's easy for you to go to your light switch and turn your light on and the lights come on. It's easy for you to sit down on your toilet, relieve yourself and flush the toilet and the water comes and takes your waste away. It's easy for us to be able to have those amenities that our enemy supplies to us. So we're very comfortable. War is going to take removing that comfortability and learning how to exist without needing our enemy. And that's not going to be very easy. So I think that the loss of comfortability, the loss of life, because everybody's not going to be able to be a soldier. We're going to need scribes. We're going to need people that tend to our men. We're going to need people that tend to our children. So we're going to need a lot of things that incorporate it. When people think about war, they only think about soldiers, but it takes a lot more.
You're aware that a Negro family has moved into Levittown?
Yes, I heard about it.
What was your reaction?
Dynamite. Dynamite.
What have you done about it?
Well, I guess we just discussed it.
How do you feel about the Myers moving in?
Well, I'm very definitely against it.
Before coming to Levittown, did you have any contact with Negroes?
Well, when I came from a small town where we didn't have any colored people. And at that time I had no feelings either way. But while we were waiting for our house to be built, we lived in Trenton for 9 months. And, well, that was my first contact with them, both in work and going through colored sections to work. And I was very happy I was moving into an all-white community.
Have you ever discussed the Myers at home with your children?
Never be...
And I rise like the day. I rise up, unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. Times again.
You are not the minority. You're not the minority. This is your shit. You made this, you made this, you made this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. You made this, you made this, you made this, and 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 this. You made that, you made that, them two, that two, that three, that four. You made that, you made that, you made that, and that, and that, and that. And that, and that, you made that, not this, not this, and not that, and not this, and not this, not this, not that.
They need to understand that mathematics and science is African spirituality, because what our ancestors did was study nature, and science is just a systematic study of the physical and natural world. That's what science is, and mathematics is the language of science. It's the language of nature. So when you study mathematics and study science, you are practicing African spirituality. So for people who say that they don't study math, or that's the white man's science, or that's the white man's math, we gave science and mathematics to the world.
I can't follow you, and I'm not going to follow you and give you personal protection. And I'm telling you, for your own benefit, you had better turn around and get out of this area. You're not going to the courthouse in a group under the condition that you come here, and I'll assure you that.
All we would like to do, sir, is to go to the
courthouse is closed. There's no business there.
We don't want to go in the courthouse. All we want to do is go to the lawn of the courthouse, kneel and pray, and we'll gladly return.
You take your prayers back to your church. That's a proper place to pray. Sir, I'm sure that God will hear your prayer just as well down there as it will up here, but you're not going on this courthouse alone.
Sir, whenever there are men who are in sinful conditions, prayer should be uttered wherever they are.
Well, why don't you pray where you are? Go back down there and pray. You think you're lily white? You think you're not sinful?
No.
Well, then go back to your church and pray.
Well, sir, can we pray together, you and I?
You do your praying, I do mine, big boy. You don't pray for me. I don't want you to pray.
A Georgia sheriff's deputy is out of a job after beating a suspect during a traffic stop. That was all caught on video, and we have to tell you, it is very tough to watch. It shows a deputy repeatedly punching a black man his name is Roderick Walker, as you see, he's on the ground. This happened Friday in Clayton County, just south of Atlanta. Now, the sheriff's office says, no need to show you the rest of the video, you get the point. The sheriff's office says the fired deputy, who has not been identified, used excessive force. Walker's attorney says one firing is not enough. Mark Strassman is in Jonesboro, Georgia. That's outside the jail where Walker is now being held. So, Mark, here's the question. He was a passenger in the car, so why is he in jail now?
Well, it's a good question, Gail. It's not exactly clear, but he is in jail, this jail behind me, the Clayton County Jail. He was arrested after sheriff's deputies beat him up. And Rod Walker's lawyer says the arrest itself was unconstitutional. And Walker's family is in shock.
That's the voice of Roderick Walker's girlfriend, Juanita Davis, as you watch Clayton County Sheriff's deputies pin him to the ground. The video shows one deputy punching Walker in the face several times. That deputy is heard saying Walker bit his hand. Walker's attorney says his client denies he bit anyone.
I honestly didn't think that he was going to make it through because the beating was so brutal.
Davis says she and Walker were getting a ride home after returning a rental car Friday when the car they were in was pulled over for an alleged broken taillight. Walker was sitting up front on the passenger side. Davis says police approached Walker first, not the driver.
He was like, "Do you have your ID, yes or no?" And Roger's like, "No, sir, I don't have my ID." Then he said, "Okay, get out the car, get out the car."
That part of the encounter was not caught on camera, and police have not explained what happened next. Minutes later, Walker was on the ground, pinned under two sheriff's deputies, his girlfriend screaming at police. Her son cried out the back window of the car. Davis says the boy is now traumatized.
He can't sleep through the night. He wakes up crying. He keeps asking, "Where's Roderick? Why did this happen to him?"
Walker was arrested on 2 counts of obstructing or hindering police and 2 counts of battery. According to the sheriff's office, he has not been able to get out on bond because of outstanding warrants unrelated to the incident. The sheriff's office says Walker has received medical treatment in jail. But Walker's attorney is concerned. He says his client lost consciousness at least twice during the beating, and his mouth continues to bleed behind bars.
This was about the typical, your tail light is broken so we can stop you. This method of using this tactic to get around your constitutional rights needs to stop now.
The Clayton County Sheriff's Office did not return our calls for comment. It has also not released the incident report. In a statement, the sheriff said he's turned over this case to county prosecutors. Anthony, this one has all the elements of here we go again.
Yeah. All right, Mark.